What is up, Star Wars fans? This is Darth Watson. In this video, we're going to be going over some new details for the possibility of Season 2 of Skeleton Crew. Like I've been talking about in my past videos where I've been talking about how there's a possibility of Skeleton Crew, but now it's teased by the showrunner. And this is nothing new, really, because we've heard this before about the showrunner talking about season 2 and the possibilities, plus a season 2 has been leaked in the possibilities based on a leak back in 23. Before Skeleton Crew came out in 2023, there was a leak that Skeleton Crew is going to leave us on a cliffhanger with so many questions on what's going to happen next, which will put the demand for a season 2 of Skeleton Crew. And I've been talking about the possibility of season 2 of Skeleton Crew for a long time, but I've also been talking about the possibility of a Star Wars movie that John Watts wants to make as well that will tie together Skeleton Crew, and it'll be a tie to season 1 and season 2 of Skeleton Crew, and it already has been teased, and this is nothing new. Like I said before, this is nothing new to me. I had a feeling all along that there would be 2 seasons of Skeleton Crew and then a possible Star Wars movie that John Watts wants to make, and John Watts has talked about it quite a bit about the possibility of Skeleton Crew leading up into a Star Wars movie, and a Star Wars movie tying all of Skeleton Crew together. So season 1 and season 2 leading up into the movie of Skeleton Crew, into like a Skeleton Crew type Star Wars movie, which will be not, it won't be titled Skeleton Crew, but it'll be tying into Skeleton Crew season 1 and season 2. And Skeleton Crew is going to connect with the Mandoverse and probably other Star Wars projects, like with in other Star Wars projects like Dave Filoni's Star Wars movie, and especially if it's Dave Filoni's Star Wars movie, because it's not just tying into the Mandalorian, but it's also tying into Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka season 1 and season 2, and Skeleton Crew, and it's tying into all of that, all of the Mandoverse together. There's no doubt that we will see Skeleton Crew characters in Dave Filoni's Star Wars movie. But my questions are, what's going to happen to John Narwood? What's going to happen to At-Atten? What's going to happen to the kids on At-Atten? Wynn, Fern, Neil, and KB? That's all questions that I have. And it left me with too many questions because Skeleton Crew left too many mystery boxes. Of course, kind of like what J.J. Abrams did in The Force Awakens, and it led to way too much speculation. Like, so much speculation, especially centered around Snoke, and people were trying to identify Snoke as a Sith. I mean, I always thought that Snoke was a new character, but Snoke's character was not really that important in the first place, and that's why Snoke was killed off as a test for Kylo Ren. And Kylo Ren would have to do what his grandfather Vader could not. So Ben Solo's Kylo Ren wants to do what his grandfather Vader could not. So what does he do? He strikes down Snoke and becomes the supreme leader of the First Order. Then he realizes that he is not the big bad in episode 9, because Palpatine was out there pulling the strings, and Palpatine had Snoke set up as a test the entire time for Kylo Ren to do what his grandfather Vader could not. So there's that right there. And I do have a theory that because of Wim wanting to become a Jedi, like maybe he ends up joining Luke Skywalker's new Jedi Academy someday if he's Force sensitive, which I think he might be Force sensitive, but I think he is Force sensitive. But if he is not Force sensitive, but even if he could either, like, if he's Force sensitive, he could either join Luke's new Jedi Academy, because it does take place during that timeline between episode 6 and episode 7. So if he does join Luke's academy, he would have to be Force sensitive, or if not, he'll end up fighting for the rebellion someday. and end up saving the entire galaxy. But anyways, season 2 is probably going to happen eventually. May not be anytime soon, but it's going to happen eventually in a possible Star Wars movie that John Watts has talked about making. But anyways, that's all I have to say for this video. Do make sure to smash a like, subscribe, comment, and I will catch you all later in another video.